Hi, Aquarius. All right, welcome to this place. Welcome back if you're returning. Okay, Scorpio season. This is a corner for you, right? Um, Before we jump into your reading, jump in the pool of your energy, I wanted to just mention, because if we don't tell people, then they don't know, right? They can't support that or nurture that or give feedback on that if they don't know. So I wanted to let you know that I created a deck of cards called Zumi Wisdom. Um, they were such a beautiful labor of love. It took a few years to have it fully become a reality. And now in, yeah, we'll leave it like that. I don't want to fold this over too much into your reading, but the point is that I've made the decision to share it with other people, and it's gotten to a stage where it pleases me, and I hope that it pleases you. It can be for your children or any little ones, grandchildren that you have, your inner child. Anyone can use it, and it's sort of open that way. But anyway, I'll leave the website, and you can check it out, or feel free to share. Okay. All right, now let's give you specific energy, Aquarius. Aquarius in this Scorpio time. So I heard someone specifically say, "Whew, took a long time to get here." So perhaps if you've been, I heard, feeling burdened by something, then maybe some relief is very near. Perhaps looking at also like, whew, man, it took a long time to be here. Could be a mentality, emotionally, was a healing. I don't know, forgiveness, softening. You've been doing that for almost a half a decade through this space. Anyway, that's always been a thread in the fabric, maybe you just want to acknowledge again those parts too. And I do see that a person solves something, or they solve something. Maybe solve almost looks like solve right now, like it's softens something, it soothes something, becomes soothed. When I started to write too, my handwriting switched into my grandmother on my father's side, so that might be something also for you. Or it could be any grandparent or someone that was your elder, a generation or generations before you. I don't know if you have something that they wrote to you, or maybe you'll just notice that. You know how everyone has their own, like my grandpa on my mom's side always did a Y's very specifically, and actually my uncle, which was his son, also does the same Y. Anyway, something to note, especially Aquarius rising, Mars will be going through your sixth sign, kind of moving in that space until next, I believe it's July. So we're working pretty far out here, but Mars likes being in the sixth house. The sixth house is the house of the battlefield. So again, if there's something you've been battling with, now you feel stronger about it. I also saw that God is trying to hook you up. God's trying to hook you up some way or another. Some of you, this is romantically. Others of you are just like interacting with other people. Or maybe some folks cross your path that are very helpful for you. Like maybe they can hook you up, or maybe you can hook them up with somebody. So, and this is kind of specific, but I kind of see between, what time is that? 12 to 4 o'clock? Okay. I guess some folks could be going, if you have a lot of Leo in your chart, there's something specific there in relation to old relationships where you've already gone through the crossroads of it, like the hardship of it, but you're now working through other stages. Their reading could be very helpful. Something about train. I keep seeing train tracks, but there's a sign before that, right? Just a minute. My back is, hold on, my body. I was thinking, but I was trying to focus on something mental, but like my body just kicked in and was like, hey, pay attention. So let me give that some attention. Maybe I was sitting just in the wrong position. Let's choose from Harmonious Boschk. Do you know this artist? Very sort of Renaissance and Surrealism mixed together. Very intriguing person. It's like he lived in another time, you know. And even most of the people that know of this person, it took a long time for other people to find them. Because again, they were so ahead of their time. Let's see, Aquarius. Oh, we have the Knight of Birds. Nice. Trippy, right? The Knight of Birds is about adventure, excitement, and movement. When's the last time you did that? Went on an adventure, moseyed around. I guess this is also talking a little bit about when a person has energy and when they don't. Let's see what Zumi has to say about that, because that seems fun. It seems fun. I'm seeing rain on somebody's head. When's the last time you went walking in the rain or running in the rain? I used to, down south, I remember I would run around the house as fast as I could, and there was like the water chute that came down from the roof, and it would pour, and I'd stick my head under it and then keep it moving. Get it, honey. Who do you know that rides a motorcycle? Oh yeah, there's like a rally. Oh, so maybe someone. Okay, so this month, if we try to pull it into this time frame, I feel like a person's like, yeah, all right, I'm ready to go. That sounds fun. It's like, and then I saw where a gate came down, and then that sort of metal gate turned into the wooden, like, castle door, and it opened up, and you could mosey. I need another one on that, or I would like, rather, I guess I don't technically need it, but I would like it. It would help me. Might as well make it a little easier on ourselves. I mean, why not? You've been rough enough on yourself in your life anyway, right? Power, yeah. And impasse. Okay, so I guess that sort of emphasizes confidence on the bottom. So this sort of emphasizes that someone wants to do something, but they can't. Hold on. Or it's not quite the time. And if the time comes about, it's as if there's these short time frames. So it's kind of like, okay, go, stop, go, stop. So it's not stop and go. You can go further from where you already are, then there's just a stop sign. You look both ways, and then you choose which way you're going. And then I saw that crossroads. I'm seeing the word age, AGE, or GED. Edgar Casey. So there's healing happening. There could be distance healing. Oh, I see. Edgar Casey worked so hard. Once he figured out what his, I guess, talents were and how to use them, he really went hard for a long time, like decades. He would help, constantly just be giving to this kind of one particular sort of thing. And then he realized after some time he received a message, because he was a channeler too, very in tune, and amazing healer, healed thousands of people, saved thousands of people's lives through what they did, without even really, probably even realizing it. So the point is that a message came to him that said, you have to slow down, and you're only allowed to help one person a day. Some days were just like that, with a particular field or a particular thing. So I almost feel as if this month, or whenever you find this, and how long will this be? Maybe till your birthday. And I heard Mars is doing some funny things, but remember, you have Mars in a good place. And if you can burn off any anger about anything or fear, it's really a beautiful time for that. Again, Leo talked a lot about that in ways of the direction of grieving, because we've all dealt with many different kinds of battles. I'd say even averagely, most people are at least working through 3 previous wounds in some context or another. Again, mentally, emotionally, physically, what have you. So do what you can when you can. And when you don't have the energy, then rest. Because maybe that's part of how God's trying to hook you up is, I don't know about you, but the word, how do I explain what I'm seeing? Well, I think someone thinks that fully relaxing, right? No guard up, no armor on, brain not going a million miles a minute, just to relax is lazy, which I guess would cause a person to feel guilty. Capricorn talked about this too, like feeling guilty for this and that. How often do you touch yourself? And in what kind of ways are you touching yourself? Like, is it, oh, I'm so stupid, or like, it's okay, or you're like, oh, that's sore. Like, what's the, when you touch yourself, try to pay attention there. Take note of it. Because again, I feel like a person, I looked down and it said, feeling stronger. Oh, because I don't know if we went into this specifically, but part of God trying to hook you up is giving you a space to relax, Oh, speaking of that, let's see what Spirit has to say. This deck is very beautiful. What do we have for time? 15. You have someone has 2 children or a Gemini child. There's also, we've been talking about Sagittariuses that are close to you. I kind of figured out what that could be more externally. This can also be folks that you love that live at a distance from you. You know, and I feel like there's a lot of love coming from again, it's like Edgar Cayce, it's like distance healing, right? People didn't go to Virginia Beach necessarily all the time. The majority, I believe, of Edgar Cayce's clients were literally, there was just some kind of interaction of like, okay, this is what I want to heal or am healing, and Edgar Cayce would help facilitate that. But both parties had to have full faith that it could happen, and so it didn't have to be necessarily physical to make it happen. Let's see. Oh, Capricorn had this card, which to me is like the most beautiful listening. It's also always, to me, tends to bring the question of who, like, what is love to you? And who brings you peace? This keeps coming as an image more recently, but I keep seeing like a waterfall and a person wanting to like reverse it. Do you remember when we talked about Upside Down World maybe 5 or 6 years ago? You ever play that game when you were a little kid? Where you lay on the floor and you look up and that's the ceiling is the floor. And you walk around the house. Yeah, there's the children, too. Or these kind of, they're seeing them as, like, pure souls. Like, they don't, because children don't have many questions, right? They have kind of total faith. And it's amazing. You know, children they're not afraid of death. They don't think of war. They don't think about time or taxes or anything. You know, they're like, well, can we go outside and play? Look how beautiful these are. There's some really beautiful, those of you who are mamas, thank you so very much. This is also if you're a man, the woman that you chose to have your children with, even if you're not with them anymore. That was the purpose. That purpose was very important. The creation between you and others in a specifically one-on-one way, and like what you can create together seems to be very is something that'll stay. Or maybe you know somebody might be engaged or be married by next year too. Or that's what somebody wants for someone else. Or maybe that's how God's trying to hook you up too. If you already have that, then it's an expansion and a marriage of the relationships, a deepening of the relationships that have already been there too. This keeps shooting me forward in time as well, like into your birthday, you know, like February, and get into spring. So take it one day at a time with a forward-looking perspective. Keep present, forward-looking. Okay. Let's see zodiacally what pops out. Taurus. Maybe some of you know a Taurus, or oh, there's power in someone's stubbornness. As long as they don't let the lamp go out. And I just saw someone letting off the gas. And then pushing in the clutch. So we're shifting gears. Sagittarius. Venus and Sagittarius. Yeah, that's actually happening. And that's in your 11th house of your wishes and your dreams. This also is an emphasis of like distant healing. It's distant because this is love being sent out, love being received. Distance healing. Have you ever looked up Edgar Cayce? He's so cool. I went there once. It was different than I kind of expected, but it was still so cool. The library was amazing. Oh my goodness. It was so organized. And I love books, you know. The moon and Saturn. Okay. Let's choose one more of these. Those ones go there. I'd like to choose one more from this black and white deck to close this out. Was it just 20? 2022? Aquarius. Whoa. Okay. So this is the Ace of Chalices. And I believe this is the story where this woman was married and then divorced and then married again, and they just didn't work. I mean, so the point is there is this, at that time particularly, there was a lot of shame around that kind of behavior. It was sort of out of the norm, and she was kind of shunned. She felt shunned. And so she had to go up to the well by herself in the middle of the day instead of going in the early morning when it was cool, when everybody else was going, because she felt like she would be judged by these other people, right? She didn't feel connected in the community. And one day she goes up there, and the Messiah comes, this Messiah comes and basically tells her life story, you know. And then she goes, it completely shifts her faith after she met this person. You know, after she interacted with this person, it completely changed her faith because they knew her. They knew her. He you know, and there was no judgment again or shame. And then that built such faith in this person that had, I heard ye have little faith, that they went around and spread the good news to everybody. And this card specifically says, whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life. That's John 4:14. Because Aquarius to me is almost as trippy as Pisces. Can we just have a chat for a second? Like, it's hard to connect sometimes. It's hard to be like, even like almost like the reality, right? Because again, your mind is like in another time. Either you're so inventive that you're thinking about the things that could be, or that which deep in the past has been. And that's what makes you so innovative and interesting and learned. But to be accepted in this present here and now of society or culture or what have you, it can feel very like you're in a mirror world, even though you understand it. And so to be and to feel really accepted, like that woman of Samaria or what have you, it is such a beautiful feeling. So I'm happy for you wherever you're connecting, and particularly having this distance sort of, again, healing. Remember that a lot of you and your Aquarius placements could very well be Capricorn. So if those are strong in you, I would look to Capricorn's reading, especially if you're feeling tired. And again, if you're working through grief at all, Leo's reading will be very much of service. If you're looking to, okay, this is interesting. If you're looking to your own feeling of unworthiness, however that comes, to be accepted, to be loved, to relax, Virgo talked a lot about that. And really, I feel like the struggles, we've all been going through it. There's been this tension point with Pluto and Saturn and Neptune and Chiron and Uranus. All of these have been reaching these latter degrees, and they're about to ingress into this completely new energy. It's a completely different element, different animal, and that's why we're meant to be ready, or to feel ready, even though we don't know exactly what it is. Because again, it's sort of trusting the direction. Okay. Thank you so much, Aquarius. I hope this was helpful. It's always a pleasure talking to you. You're so I was just thinking of how when I interact with Aquarius is like what that really, oh, interesting. I just observed something. Anyway, your conversations are just so intriguing to me, so philosophical, and you're so smart. It's almost like you don't have to say anything. But it's really nice to talk to you. So anyway, thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up. Oh my god, we pulled it again. The Ace of Cups. Ah. Scorpios, we're in Scorpio season. This is your square. Maybe some of you have something strong in Scorpio, but they talked about this well for so long. And now look at it. Look how clear that water is. And it's blessed by spirit. We don't have to question whether we're loved or if life is good. Right? It's like we're happy with our lot. And we just keep pulling it. Ace of Cups. Remember, saying thank you, I love you, even in just your mind, like with water or food, it changes the molecules of it into more pure energy, which is more healing. So maybe that's something as we switch these seasons. There's a different kind of practice around. I'm actually seeing two people praying at a table. Okay. Again. I'll talk to you later. Peace.